I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing.
I got to stop saying the word fortunate, but I really do feel fortunate all the time. So today I'm really lucky to have a super guy, Bill Duerr from Hatteras, here with us today. And I reached out to Bill. Honestly, I just think they're a great company. I was looking at the quality of the stuff that they print. Went on their website. They got a video. Even if you're a printer, go check out their website, because if yours doesn't look like this, you're not doing justice for your company. I had to do that because we're in the communications business, Bill, and I find that there's a lot of people in the communication business of print who really don't know how to communicate properly. Right? So I don't want to knock them. I want to know, just tell me what Hatteras does and what makes you guys happy.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, Warren, and thanks for the compliments as well. You know, ultimately at Hatteras, we take our brand really seriously because our customers are trusting us with their brand. So we feel like it's really important to have strong branding, strong marketing, strong messaging. At the end of the day, we're a printing company. We've been around for 38 years. We've got about 300 employees in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. We do offset, digital, large format, mailing, fulfillment, warehousing, you name it. We're a lot of things to a lot of different.
So maybe just tell us what you don't do.
We're just getting into packaging. We do a little bit of it, but I think us and a lot of other people are getting into packaging. So it's a tough market, but a lot of opportunity there.
So I'll say this to you, because we did some packaging. Packaging is a tough market. There is a lot to learn. I would want every printer to know that do not think for 1 second that you're going to be out there competing with the packaging companies that have been doing this for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. You got to learn what board is. You got to learn how board is made. You got to learn what board does and how it reacts, because that's one of the bigger things in packaging. Nothing worse than sending out a box and it comes back and the glue flap unglued. So anyway, that's just to everyone listening. If you're going to go into packaging, the other thing I want to tell you is, don't do to packaging what you did to the printing industry, and that's kill the pricing, because everyone's in it. Packaging's good. Keep the price high. As you learn what's involved, you'll see why you need to make money to stay in it. Anyways, back to you. Sorry for that little commercial break.
It's all good. It's all good. We're doing a lot around promotional packaging where we're, creating more engaging kits, tying in personalized messaging, delivering a product sample. So we're not necessarily going into that kind of commoditized type of niche. So we're trying to do something to help them build the relationship between the brand and the consumer. So that's been pretty exciting. But
cool.
We service the retail market, fashion, cosmetic, luxury products, automotive, pharmaceutical, insurance agencies. We're doing more and more now with, data-driven communications from technology companies. So we do a lot of different things, and we try to, do it all under one roof, and it's the best and the worst thing about it.
So quickly, just how much printing are you doing for technology companies, with all the technology companies talking about like everything online and the clouds and the wireless and the blah, blah, blah? I still say everyone has to print, but how much are they printing? Because they pretend like they don't need to when they talk about print.
They're printing more than you'd think. I mean, we're doing direct mail programs for, some of the bigger technology companies, but it's all part of, that omni-channel approach. I think.
Oh, that's cool. By the way, I like everybody to use everything. It's just not one thing anymore, but more people need to learn about the omni-channel approach.
Yeah. And I think, I've been in the industry now for 12 years and full time. And when I first came in, it was like, print's dying. I studied digital media in college because it was the opposite of print, and I wanted to kind of do my own thing. But now it's all coming together. There's a place for everything, absolutely.
Yeah, so I got to touch on this again. You mentioned people say print's dying. I want to shoot people when I hear them say that. Print's not dying. Print is so alive that it's not even funny. Print is just changing.
Yeah.
Right? And even in our own industry, how they talk about the demise of offset and the rise of digital cut sheets. I want to know who and where decided between offset and digital. To me, print is print. Like we kill our own business and our own industry when we start breaking things down like that, right? Yeah. So anyway, just my own thing on that.
I agree. I mean, everyone, everyone's like, oh, we're a marketing services provider. We're this, we're that. Well, we're a printing company. Yeah. And we do a lot of other things too, but we kind of branded the tagline "Print happens here," because let's not kid ourselves. That's what we do. That's where we started, and we're just changing with it. Like you said, it's just changing, and we're changing with it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What do you guys do in terms of your own marketing to let people know that you exist?
So we've always had a pretty strong marketing presence. Lately, we've really ramped it up. Like over the last 12 months, we've really ramped it up where we're doing more video. We're trying to share more project specific things when our customers allow us to share their work. Obviously, our sales team hasn't been able to get out and see as many people as we'd like. So we rely a lot more on video, social media, and just putting out that constant message to kind of engage people and show them what we do, because what we do is very visual. Pictures don't always do it justice. We want to show people kind of what's going on behind the scenes, how it's made, and we feel like that's pretty engaging content. So a lot of video lately. We do an annual calendar that's kind of become a staple amongst our customers and prospects. We always work with different photographers every year and have a different theme. So
I got an idea for you, and I'm going to give credit to Burton and Mayer, the printer. It was their idea that I learned about it when I was at their place a few years ago with Jenny Burton. So what they do is they do a calendar. I actually did it for 2 years at my place. They do a calendar every year, but they go out to the local community and ask people to submit their best photos, not professionals, professional amateurs. And then they give a prize to the cover of the calendar that's decided by an impartial judges.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
they're getting their customers and anyone sending in pictures. And then you get the involvement of everybody. So imagine I had a customer who sent in a picture. We put it on the cover and she got $200, but it was a picture of her with all of her cats. She was so happy with us that it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my God, my cats, my cats, my cats. This is like, she's never leaving us. But just another way to get involved with the local, customer base.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So that was pretty cool. You mentioned that you're in retail, you're in luxury and a few other things. I'm more curious about what happened. I can't talk. What happened in the retail market in terms of who you sell, and how do you see it now? Because just because it's craziness.
Yeah.
Finding halt.
Yeah, last spring it pretty much came to a screeching halt, and our large format department, in particular, which is really driven by a lot of the retail work, got very quiet. So we stayed engaged with our customers. We saw a few of them go out of business, unfortunately. We saw some of our better, stronger, bigger brands come back strong. We're very busy in that department right now with spring signage. What we're seeing is a lot of the typical stuff we're doing. Maybe there's less stores, and there's also, COVID and safety signage that's fully branded, kind of integrated into the mix with the signage that the regular retail signage kits that we're seeing. So I don't want to say it's coming roaring back, but I think they're preparing for a lot more people to be coming through their stores as the weather gets a little nicer.
Oh, for sure is the weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your company, in terms of sales, and I'm not asking you overall dollars, not my business, unless you were public, then I would go. But from last year to this year, how have sales been? Have you down, up, the same?
I'll share. We shared a accurate number in the printing impressions 350. I know my number was accurate. I'm not sure about everybody else's, but 2019 for us, banner year, best sales year ever, full momentum going forward into 2020, some investments planned, a lot of momentum. January, February 2020, same trajectory. March, screeching halt. If you talked to me in June, I would have told you we'll finish the year down 40%. We finished the year down 10%. So we finished about 47 million in annual sales. Coming off of a banner year, I was pretty happy with where we finished. Obviously, I want to grow. I want to stay where we're at, but all things considered, we had a big dip in the middle of the year and kind of made up for it toward the end of the year.
I think that's amazing because a lot of people that I'm talking to have been anywhere off from 10 to 60%, and depending on the market, depending on the areas that they're in. I think this is the year where everybody really just have to hope and pray that they make it through the year and can maintain their place of business, maintain their employees, and everything else they've been doing. Because it's just, this year is just really, it's you can't even describe it. It's unimaginable. You mentioned some upgrades or some purchases. So in 2020, at the beginning, what did you buy in 2020? How did it roll out?
Yeah, so the end of 2019, we signed a few agreements. We had an HP Indigo 12,000 coming in. It was our third one. It installed.
You have 3 on the floor now.
3 on the floor now, and
that's a lot of a lot of clicks every month, and then a lot of service maintenance contracts.
Yeah, we're also seeing that being a big growth area for us, and it really, complementing a lot of the other things that we're doing. So we brought that in April, and then we brought a Durst P5 350 in August. So we made those investments. Those were decisions we made in 2019. So there was really no change in our mind. And we did some things kind of in the middle of the year that helped us get over the hump. I mean, like a lot of other shops, we started making face shields. We started making partitions. We rolled out a line of social distancing graphics. We reached out to the school market and started doing, branded graphics, branded shields for them. And we donated a lot. And kind of in that goodwill effort, and it kind of gave us a sense of purpose in the darkest times here in Jersey, which were, March, April, May.
Yeah.
It kind of pulled us through. It allowed us to, serve a purpose in the community. And then all of a sudden that good mojo, it played in our favor. We got 2 big states came through, placed face shield orders with us. We were making temporary bed frames out of Ultra Board with Gilman Brothers in the state of Connecticut. So we served a purpose. We drove some new revenue through the door. We retained our employee base, our infrastructure. We kept the employees safe. We kept the business running without any real significant interruptions. And then when business started to kind of turn back on, we weren't decimated. We had kind of the core of what we needed to have to, regrow from a smaller base.
Wow. You definitely count your blessings.
Absolutely. I mean, we got busy, and there were a lot of late nights and a lot of phone calls, and I connected with more people in and out of this industry than I ever have. I was, just trying to figure out how to keep the 300 people who rely on this company being a company, keeping them busy, keeping that paycheck.
Hey, you know what? The people that work for you, hopefully, I'm sure they're all grateful, but most people don't know what it is to be at the head of a company and have 100, 200, 300 employees. And, we're always thinking of our own families, but more importantly, we're thinking of our employees' families. And that's a lot of pressure for one man to have sitting at the top, especially in some crazy times, man. So I definitely take my hat off to you on that one. Do you have any plans for 2021?
I'm basically treating this year like it's going to be a flat year. I'm looking at it like it's 2018 numbers for us as a company.
Right.
I think maybe by the middle of the second quarter, we'll all have a better direction where things are heading. But everybody's like, what's the plan? What's the 5-year plan? I don't know. We've been saying we're working closest to the dollar. We're controlling the things we can control. We're taking care of the things right in front of our face, because if you take anything for granted right now and you try to look out too far, you're guessing. So let's just do our best to, keep grinding it out.
I think it's a little early to guess the future. I always thought forecasts were somewhat full of it, because you're just making up numbers that you don't know what anyone's going to do. I mean, it gives you a guide. But I think this year in particular, it's going to be a lot of people shooting in the dark going forward.
Yeah.
Because even customers don't know what to do. Right. You don't know when you're open. You don't know when you're closed. You don't know if you're coming. You don't know if you're going. And I guess we'll have to see with a lot of companies how everybody manages, or if they get through this with all the subsidies the governments are helping and stuff. So it's really a shit show.
That's exactly what it is. So, I mean, we're just trying to remain optimistic because there is something brighter on the other side of this. But when we reach that turning point, you know, some days I feel like we're there. Other days I'm like, we're far away from it. So it's hard to tell.
Since the beginning of COVID, every day I wake up and whoever I talk to, like, hey, how's it going? What day is it? I go, Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Right. It's just time. Or it's like you wake up and it's like time to make the donuts.
Yep. Time to make the donuts.
And then you just go home, you know? Cool. So anything you want to finish with?
Well, I mean, you said, you know, it's a lot of pressure on the leader of the company. I mean, I agree with you there, but I also got to really see what the people of Hatteras are made of through all this adversity. And I've really seen some amazing people rise to the occasion and, you know, respond to some crazy ideas that we've come up with from a leadership standpoint and make it happen. So I really feel, you know, lucky and very fortunate to be part of this company and in the position I'm in. You know, my father started it 38 years ago with 4 people, and I've been afforded a tremendous opportunity to lead us into the future. But without the seasoned veterans, the up and comers, and all the loyal employees here that trust what I'm saying on a daily basis, my ideas are worth nothing. So I want to give a shout out to my team here because
cool,
they made it all happen.
Hey, it's always about the team. Hey, you know that cliche, you know, you're only as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah.
It's true. We all hate cliches, but it's true.
Yeah.
Right. And the 2 places in the company that are the most important is the receptionist and the shipper. The first person that you see on the way in and the last person your job sees on the way out. So anyways, I think, you know, knowing what I know, by the way, I a bunch of years ago, I met your father. So let him know I'm going to send my regards, but let him know I'm going to be calling him because he offered to take me fishing. And now I'm calling on all the people who ever said they wanted to fish with me. So that's my new thing going forward in life. Fish more.
If that's one guy to go fishing with, he's the guy. He's done some awesome stuff on his boat. And I always joke he's either fully working or fully fishing. So
I feel that
he hasn't been fishing as much as he'd like. And I think those days are ahead of us, though.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Cool. So let him know I say hello. So first of all, I just want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Again, awesome company. I love everything you guys are doing. I think that in the industry, we should be proud to have a company like yours representing us. And I hope that some others out there that are listening to me go look and see what you're doing and, you know, step it up a little. Would you be okay if I were to put out there, if other print companies wanted to call you and chat and maybe pick your brain and get some ideas on how to make themselves better?
Yeah, because I think the more competition, the better we all get. So, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. With that, I say thank you to everybody listening. Please keep listening. I thank you too. I will remind you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of March. I think I have 5.5 weeks left. So please, to everyone else, again, just thank you for listening. Stay tuned and keep watching the series as we unfold. Warren Werbitt, I love print from what they think.